Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome to the Mustard Seed. I'm Andrew.
I'm Ryan.
I'm Josh.
Join us on our journey.
It's Wednesday morning. You know what that means. Let's hop into it. I got a dad joke, but it's not. It's different.
Right off the bat.
Right off the bat. So Jesus is called the Lamb of God, right? And Mary is Jesus' mom. So Mary had a little lamb.
Well, that wasn't that bad. I thought, like, the more you think about it, they're like, oh yeah, that's good.
Yeah. All right.
Mary had a little lamb.
Mary had a little lamb.
That's what the song is based off of. We figured it out.
So the karma of the Empire State Building, huh?
That's
They
right.
ain't lighting it green this week.
Finally, justice is served.
Light it red.
Team Mahomes.
Yeah.
It was a good Super Bowl.
You think about this, they're having tough fan base. They lost the World Series.
Oh yes,
They lost the Super Bowl.
yes.
And those into soccer, their Major League Soccer team lost in the soccer championship.
So there you go. That's the $1 million question. Would you rather have 3 of your sports teams make championships and lose,
No.
or none of your teams make it?
None. Rather none. Well, I had a similar experience. In 2000, the Giants lost and the Mets lost.
That's right.
That was rough. Really hit the juice boxes hard.
Yeah,
was
exactly.
10.
As a 10-year-old, you were like, it's killing me. I don't think I've ever had any.
Mom, by the high C.
I'm trying to think. I feel like every time, I don't know if I've watched. No, the Yankees lost in 2003. Trying to think of like
2001.
championships in 2001. So we've had 2 championships that they've lost. Because the Giants, every time I've watched them, they've won a championship.
Well,
Notre
2000.
Dame got smoked by Alabama in the national championship. So there you go. Yeah. That's tough. I don't know, but there is a thrill of getting there. So I will say that.
I just watched the Mets lose in 2015.
That's right. That was recent too.
That was rough.
That was a fun run. But that run was so much fun. I enjoyed watching that.
I had all the confidence in the world when that happened.
Yeah, me
Like
too.
when they made
it
with Murphy and just
that was a
fell
crazy
apart.
series. Difference of like 3 runs.
fell apart.
Fell apart. Crazy. Sports, but I'm glad Philly lost.
Yeah, me too.
I just
I
couldn't.
was so happy.
I was not cheering for them at all. And that little QB sneak that they kept
At one
running.
point, I was cheering, and Jess was like, "Oh, you hit the numbers?" I was like, "I don't care about that. Philly's losing." She's like, "I care about that."
Did you hit any boxes?
No, it was close.
I didn't have any boxes.
I was very close.
Yeah, but Super Bowl came and went. Now next we got March Madness, I guess, right?
Yeah.
A little bit of a lull.
It's the pitchers and catchers reported,
They are reporting.
so maybe we'll have some.
There you go. Some big league
Remember
chew.
this? I saw this in the store. I was like, I just picked it up as a nostalgia. The Big League Chew. The flavor leaves instantly. But
But you can't beat it. I love
surprised they still make that out because it simulates or whatever the correct word is, chewing tobacco.
Yeah.
So it's like
it. Yeah, it is kind of funny when you think about it.
yeah,
That
because
was
they
the whole
banned
concept.
candy cigarettes. I don't think you can really get those anymore.
No.
From back in the day, I remember you get them off the ice cream truck.
Yeah, which is also funny to
Yeah.
think about too.
Go get your candy
Yeah,
cigarettes.
candy cigarettes and
Kids were talking like this.
yeah, exactly. Always pretending to sound like you're smoking.
12 packs a day.
Was it bubblegum, right?
No, I think it was just sugar stick.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It was horrible. It tastes like chalk.
Yeah, I
Tastes
can't
like
say I bought
cigarettes.
them. It's the real flavor.
So yeah, today we are going to do a Pokemon draft,
Oh,
and I have some Pokemon Burger King toys from 1998. We'll open those.
It was a good year.
Good year. Those were, I think, one of the best. I think you can do a debate on like the best like Happy Meal toy. It's either those Pokemon ones. I just remember always wanting those, or the remember it came in like a tiny VHS box and it was like Aladdin or from McDonald's. Those were really cool. McDonald's always had a good toy that they gave away. Wendy's always stunk.
Yeah, well, I don't remember ever really getting a
Yeah.
toy from
Yeah, I remember.
because it was the Happy Meal. McDonald's, I feel like
Yeah, they
really
were going
made the
head to
toy.
head. McDonald's versus Burger King.
Mm-hmm.
And McDonald's really, they had the Disney deal, so like they won out a lot. But then like I feel like when Pokemon got into Burger King, I feel like they really made a resurgence with that. And yeah,
The winner.
back in the day.
The history of Happy Meal
Memories.
toys.
Yeah, exactly. Speaking of Disney, did you guys see the Disney commercial on the Super Bowl?
I didn't watch.
It was like a little bit of a nostalgia type of like vibe. It was just
for their 100th year.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
It was like it made me just kind of be like, "Oh, wow. This is why I like Disney." Like I felt like they knew what they were doing exactly. And they're like, "We got to win the hearts back."
Yeah,
Like,
Right.
they did a good job too because like they were been taking some heat because they just fired 7,000 employees, and then you saw that and you're like, oh wow, and then you're like, oh wait, you just fired. We
That's-
care about our workers.
yeah, that's what I mean. I was like,
Yeah.
I felt like they've kind of just been, I don't know, not the greatest as of late. And then they hit you with that, and you're like, wow, this is why I enjoy Disney so much. But
If they weren't pushing things down our children's throats,
well, that's the other thing too,
Yeah,
right?
that's the problem.
Everyone's got an agenda. That's it. But
Yep.
here we are. Alas, another week. We got Valentine's Day
Mm.
coming past when this episode will be released. Will have passed.
Claire and I are doing that holy hour.
Yes.
It's nice. We're gonna play.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we're getting
Nice.
out. We're getting out, so it'll be fun. Yeah, it's a nice thing that to be able to spend time in a holy hour on a Valentine's Day with the couples and stuff is good.
Yeah.
So
That's good.
yeah, looking forward
Valentine's
to
Day
that.
is always tough.
Yeah, no, I'm not the favorite holidays.
We lost our grandfather on Valentine's Day,
yeah,
so I always remember that day very like strongly. But
Mm.
now like having children, it's learning through them and just like you can't just like hold that. And it's a made up day by people,
yeah. For the longest time, I hated Valentine's Day. I
Yeah.
was like, this is the stupidest thing in the world. I've learned to love it again. It's definitely a nice day to be able to just like,
Yeah.
and like I'm glad we got to do like a holy hour, things like that. Do you guys go out to dinner? Do you guys ever do like special dinners for Valentine's
so
Day? or-
we used to go to John Harvard's. every
That's right. I
Valentine's
remember you
Day,
saying that.
But now they're gone. So
Yeah, I would always just cook. I would
yeah.
just cook a dinner for Claire. I do her favorites, some
Nice,
filet mignon and some green beans,
nice. There you go.
roasted potatoes.
How do you do the fillet?
So I pan sear it for like 30 seconds with like an herb butter, and just get enough where I get a good sear on both sides, and you stick it in the oven for a little while.
Nice.
Yeah, it's
Is
good.
That's got to be the best way to cook a steak, right?
Oh yeah. You
Look
sear it
at-
a little bit, and then yeah, throw it in.
And then throw it in.
I don't know this. So remember he said he doesn't like the crock pot stuff.
Oh yeah.
To see him coming home and see the crock pot and be like, what did I do?
Yeah, that's how she gets back at me. Whenever she's mad at me, she throws something in the crock pot. Get the crock pot out.
Oh man.
Oh, come on. I'm sorry. I don't know.
That's so funny.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
And now every time I see a penguin, I think of Josh.
Penguins and crock pots. There you go. That's me.
Pete.
Josh comes home to a crock pot.
Not again. All right, I'll go to the couch.
Oh man, good for radio. They're good for radio. Oh man, you keep me young.
So I wanted to talk about thankfulness and just like really put like that's something I think we all can need to reflect on being thankful. Like we've said it many times, when things are going good, you tend to forget to thank God, to thank our Lord. And in Luke chapter 17, where he cures the 9 leopards, right? Only one of them says thank you. Did you know that? What? Leopards? He turned them leopards into
leopards.
The animal draft was
Yes.
last week.
He turned
Lepers. Yeah,
Lepers.
Lepers. You're good.
where he cured the 9 leopards. Whatever.
No, I know.
They were spotted leopards.
Yes, and now they don't. Now they're just lions. But when he cured them, only one of them came forward and said thank you.
Yes, it's
And-
it's a great
Yes.
story.
And think about like how you think of that, and you're like, how could they not say thank you? And how many times do you go through your life where like you're paying rent, you have a place to live, you're going through the motions, and everything's going well, and you're not, it doesn't cross your mind to say thank you. Like we're fast to, when we need him, to grab that life jacket from him.
Yeah.
But we're not just like on the boat like, thanks, God. Yeah, we're safe here.
Yeah, and I think that a scripture passage, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? It like talked about that and how that's such an important aspect of our relationship with God, right? The prayer, petition, and then thanksgiving, the gratitude. So yeah, and it's just something that we totally forget about a lot. Like I feel like as Catholic Christians, we're really good at the prayer, really good at petition. I'd say petition more so than anything.
Yeah.
And but yeah, it's something we all got to work on, is saying thank you.
It kind of connects too, because it's funny you brought that up, Andrew, because I was thinking about that today of like, what would we talk about? And I was like thinking about, we've had these conversations that like when things are going good, like how you can come and kind of just move away from your prayer life and your petition. It's just like, I'm good, I'm doing good. All of a sudden you think you can just start doing things on your own. And that whole idea of being thankful, I think kind of can help keep you on your path a little bit. Like I've realized that and even when the good things are going on, the more you can kind of step back and almost be appreciative of it and be like thankful for what you've been given, it allows you to almost stay true to the path in a way.
And thankfulness works both ways too. Even when you're down on your luck and not good, say you run a business and the business isn't going good and you feel the walls closing in, you should thank God. Like, thank God I'm not crushed. Like, I'm still moving forward. Thank God, like, I have a meal set for today. Or thank God, always, even when you're down on your luck, you should thank, because it could be worse. There's always worse out there.
Because you never know what's happening too. Like we're not always 100% confident of God's plans. So maybe that closing business, maybe it's going to lead to something better, a different career path that you just don't see right then and there. So yeah, it's important to remember those blessings that you have, because we have plenty, to remember them throughout the day.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true. And like there's this plan that is going on outside of us, and for us to understand that, in the immediate moments you might think, why, what is the reason for all of this, but there's something that's far greater. And that's, I guess, one of the struggles for us in life, is to just accept that and to understand that. But there is a clarity to it when you can just have some sort of, okay, I trust in whichever direction you take me, Lord, like there will be good at the end of this. And it's just staying true to that path, and that ultimately there will be good, because God is good. And that's one of the difficulties, I think, just in life, in this world, like where we live and what we experience day in and day out. Like there's suffering, there's brokenness. Like it's hard to feel like, hey, we're moving in a good direction, no matter what the day is. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's always the destination, is the good, is good, because God is good. That's what He longs for us. But it's always so hard to see that in the midst of the chaos of the world. But
yeah. Do you? I mean, we've had these different conversations too before, but the idea that, right, God is written on everyone's heart, but It's sometimes easy to lose sight of that, I think, in a way, when we're experiencing what we experience. It's hard to like continue to see the good in people throughout life.
100%.
You know, but that's one of the things that like God's graces allow us to do. And I think that can be another one of those keys to just like a happy life, you know? It's almost like things are all about perspective, and your perspective can be better if you keep your eyes on the Lord and things like that.
Yeah, definitely. I think about Mother Teresa. Like that was her big thing. Was like she always wanted to see Christ in everyone. Like all the people that she served, and all the broken, the poor people in India that she took care of. Like the sickly people who were dying on the street. Like recognizing Christ within them, so that you were moved to care for them. And yeah, I feel like I definitely don't do that. Like it's hard, especially when people are negative towards you, or whatever it may be. It's hard to like see Christ in them and to respond in the way that you're called to in those moments.
Yeah, definitely hard to see the goodness in someone that is being so bitter towards you.
Yeah, for sure.
But
yeah, it's interesting.
It's there. Like even with atheists, like who do they call out to when they need something, or like when they're diagnosed with a bad illness or something? I think what God Is Not Dead, that movie where he gets hit by the car and then right before he dies he like calls out to him, right?
Yeah, that's a bad movie. yeah.
It's not a good movie. Like
No, I
from
don't
a
think
sense.
so. Yeah.
They you know what's funny you brought that, like I was listening to Catechism in a Year today. It was a day behind, so I was listening to yesterday's. I don't know if you listened to it yet, Josh, but the idea of like why? Like why is all this what it is? Why do we live? Like what's the whole meaning of this whole thing? And yesterday, Father Mike said something that was really just interesting, and it reminded me again today of like the whole idea, which is such a cool way to think about like our life and our faith. And every single one of us are a part of the redemption story. Like Jesus came first, right, as the Redeemer and save the world and everything, but it's all of our individual lives as well that is adding to that redemption story. So it's like that's a way to approach life, and like being kind to someone who's mean to you and things like that. It's in that simplest of sense. This is how I'm redeeming the world every day, and that can just like help take your life into like a whole nother meaning. It's like, wow, like what I do does matter, even in the smallest of sense. Like it's every day that fiat. Like Mary obviously did it on a greater scale, right? She said yes to bearing Christ, right? But for us, it's the same thing. Like we're all faced with that every day, and it's like, how do we say yes to helping redeem the world? Like that's why we've been created, to redeem the world. That to me feels so heavy and like cool and inspiring in a different way as well.
And that's why I love the faith, man. That's why I love being Catholic, is because it gives us all purpose and value and meaning and worth, and when you don't have that, like you don't have that, like it's kind of crazy to think about, but yeah, talking about something like contingency, like we all exist and we exist for a purpose, is really interesting. And yeah, I mean, when we put that into perspective, when we see everybody just walking around the street, we have to recognize that they're here, they're existing, the Lord is literally holding them into existence before your eyes for a purpose, to be redeemed and to be a part of that redemption story. So right there, that's your reason why you should love that person who you're walking by, on the street, who you don't know, or maybe you're judging, or you don't see eye to eye with, or whatever it is. Like that's why you have to love them. It's because they have a purpose in this.
And that's just another reason to say thank you every day.
Exactly.
Right? Like, thank you. I'm a part of this story. Yeah.
Gratitude.
And it all starts at the home and how you're raising your family. And I guess a couple weeks ago, we got Eli baptized, and Monsignor Bob said, which stuck out to me, like he was in the church where obviously we're getting baptized, and he like gestures behind him to the altar, and he says like, this is all theater. And it like it's important to come here, but this is theater. Like, it's important to have Christ in your home and bring it, and that's how you raise them, and then they will come here.
Definitely. Like all of that can lose meaning so quickly if you don't live it at home and allow it to consume your life, right? Like, because it can just be theater. Like we've talked about going through the motions, you know, like there's a difference between, you know, just going to church or doing it, but living it too, and like taking that with you each day.
That stuck out to me when he was talking like that.
It was I hadn't heard that kind of expression before, but it does make sense too, to understand that, like, just like everything that we talk about, like what you do at home is probably the most important thing in the world, right? Because yes, you can make an impact on so many people, but it's like, what are you doing at home? Because that's really where things translate, and that's where you have the most direct impact too.
He also said another interesting thing too that I never thought of either, but I forget the direct terms that he was using. Maybe you can, if because Brian was there obviously, but maybe like you remember it. What was he saying about he baptized the baptism, wedding, and funeral?
Oh yeah,
it was like
he had an expression for it.
Yeah,
all.
and it was like, I forgot.
I don't remember exactly. There was like this clever way that he went about, you know, baptism, marriage, and funerals, kind of like our stages in life. Yeah, it is cool. And again, like that's perspective, right? Like the way he was speaking, like Monsignor Bob just recently lost both of his parents. Yeah, you know,
in 4 days of each other.
days of each other. Like that's tough, right? Like you've experienced that, you know, like but then the way that he carried himself and was just still full of love, and like to be able to look at funerals and death and understand like, oh, they lived this beautiful life and now they have their chance to be in eternal life, right? So like another reason how like our faith can be so beautiful and like can bring meaning to all of this.
He said like his mom waited to make sure he was in heaven and was like, all right, good, I'm going now.
I'll see you there in a little bit. Yeah, it's interesting, but I've been enjoying the whole idea too, that we're learning from like the catechism and from just conversations that we all have each week. Like the more you can learn about your faith, like that just opens up so many like cool perspectives on how you can live life more fully. At least from my experience, I feel like I'm learning that. Like the more I learn, the more I feel like, oh, I can apply this every day. It's really cool. It's been fun in that sense.
Yeah.
How'd you do this weekend, Andrew? You were home with the chilling for a few days.
I am beaten, tired, bruised. I think with every parent, every young, like screen time could be an issue, and you just always feel like you're just popping on the TV. I found 3 things that I did too, and I've heard Josh say he's done it before, where I found 3 things that kind of eliminate screen time for a little bit. One is like, I'll do a random dance party, tell Alexa to start playing music and do a dance. He's getting energy out. It's all positive. Everyone's having fun. One is like when you come home from work, sometimes like you're tired or you come home from whatever, doing something, and you're shot. And instead of just doing the easy thing of like popping on the TV, you see them, they say hi, and you go, ready? Let's play hide and seek. Start counting. And you can count to 15. They're hiding. And you take that not 10 minutes, you let them hide for 10 minutes, 10 seconds, or whatever it is, 1 minute, to kind of just like get yourself ready. And then you go find them, or idea. Just like go on a walk.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, and I find like the more that you do those things and the more that they become routine, like it becomes easier, you know, because I feel like oftentimes when you're so tired and all that stuff, it's hard to like push to do those things. Yeah, it's so easy to just put the TV on, you know, and just distract the kids for a little bit, because then now they're sitting still, they're not destroying things, they're not fighting with each other, like they're just sitting there, you know. But if you get that routine going, it tends to like, that's kind of what they're expecting, you know, and then it makes it better for everybody. That's what we do. So it's like what I'll do. So Claire comes home for lunch from like 1 to 2, and then from 2 to like 4 o'clock, I'm with the kids. So I play with them. I'll read them books. I'll do all that stuff. And then from 4 to 5, they can watch Bluey or like TV, whatever it is, while I'm making dinner. Then after that, we do a dance party. Then we bathe, and then bedtime. So we do that every single day, so the kids know that, so they expect that. Like after dinner, they're like, "Oh, dance party! Like let's go!" So then we always, so they get excited about that stuff. But yeah, it's good to have those things that
That's cool.
kids get excited about, because it's wonderful for them.
Definitely. I could see that dance party being helpful. Just bust out an energy dance.
Yeah,
and
get
just
the energy
it
down
going.
right before bed. Get it all out there.
That's so good. I heard Elijah does a mean Dougie.
Yeah.
It was some mean drooling.
Yeah.
I think I went through like 50,000 onesies. Man, drools more than anything.
We just have been going through a diaper transition because
What size?
because I found a bunch of 5s and 6 diapers in the storage unit because I was cleaning the storage unit. I realized we had boxes from the baby shower. So they're all random like brands. They're not the normal Huggies that we get.
Yeah.
So he just been peeing through them like crazy. They don't.
What are they, like BJ's?
One of them was Nature's Promise. The other was something
you got to do Huggies.
don't even
that's
know.
Like the only brand. Like
especially for boys. I feel like it hits. It's snug around the waist well, and it's good.
But the fry,
No.
always sucks through with the other off-brand ones.
Oh my gosh, he was napping the other day, and I went in there after he woke up. Like he was just soaked. I felt so bad. I was like, "That's in church." He was just peeing. I'm holding him. In my hand, I had a puddle forming in my hand.
No.
And I thought he was like drooling. I was like, what is going on? And then I realized it was coming out of his pants. I was like, we can't use these diapers.
Yeah, that's the worst, man. Totally.
I was holding on to the 2 diapers because we had 1 box left, and I really wanted to get through it before, because we only have 1 3 box. So I was like, then we got to start buying. So I was like, oh, let's just get through this. But it was like leaving indents on him. I was like, oh, we got to move on. He's 20 pounds.
That's the problem. Like when you buy the big pack of diapers and they just like grow out of it, and you're like, we still got a pack left.
Yeah.
I have like 3 boxes of newborns that I'm just going to like give to like Sammy and James. But like the kids aren't in them that long.
Same. We had newborns too, and so I gave them to James, and I was like, you probably won't even use them.
Yeah, he probably doesn't even need me to give them.
Yeah.
We had some preemie, some still. For Gracie. Yeah, and we pulled them out like recently, and we looked at them just to. Yeah, they're so tiny. They're tiny little things, They're just really, really tiny diapers. But
that's crazy. Wow, can imagine. Cool. So we got Valentine's Day, and then next week is Lent. We're moving into Ash Wednesday.
Flew by.
Crazy.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Yeah, February's gone.
It's over.
It's going to be in March.
Lent already. Jeez Louise.
I know. Are we ready for Lent? Have you guys thought about Lent? I thought about it this weekend. I was like, all right, let's regroup here. Let's get a little focus on trying to have a good Lent.
I think for me, it's coming at a good time because when we start working like that following week. So like I'm really gonna be leaning into like getting that routine going where I'm working again and trying to get the fitness together and exercising more and trying to get in here in the mornings or after work or all that. So that's probably gonna be my goal, is just to like lean into a good routine and all that. But we can have like a Lent episode, but
definitely
that's kind of what I'm planning on.
Yeah, I've been trying to figure it out a bit.
One time, my grandma Barbara, she brought me to get ashes. I couldn't drive yet, and they only had one person to do it. So they're like, anyone can do it, just come up here. And I was like, anyone can do it. They got this random guy. I never saw him before. It was my church, and he was giving out ashes, and I'm like, who is this? And he's doing like this, like sticking his tongue out, and he's giving people ashes. And I was like, Grandma, don't go to him. That won't count.
It's not going to count.
That's not catechist.
There you go.
Yeah, don't you have to be a
I'm pretty sure.
catechist, right? Is that the right word, catechist?
I don't know for ashes, but yeah,
For ashes, anyone can participate.
I think anyone can. Yeah.
I like it. From dust you have came, and from dust you will part, right? Is that the correct line? Is that the from dust?
Dust you came, to dust you shall return.
Dust shall you return. I always like that line. I think that's kind of cool. It's cool, like
It's a good reminder.
Yeah.
That solemnity of life, like the reverence of like remember, the memento mori type of thing. Like
yeah.
Is there a day that you're supposed to hand in your palms? Like
Do you-
I never
they-
knew that.
they
Like I knew
should.
like you're so,
I don't think officially, but I think parishes will say like this weekend. Bring your
okay.
palms.
I never
Because-
heard anyone ever say that at church. So like mine always just like turned crisp in the
Yeah.
back. I always do the cross and put it in my car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I have Ronnie and I have a pile of like
Yeah.
3 years worth of crosses in our apartment that we haven't gotten rid of yet because I don't have like a fireplace or anything to
Right.
burn them,
Right.
and I don't know where to.
Funny story. Monsignor Bob, when he was at our parish one time when he was burning all the palm on a barbecue, and someone called the fire department, and they came, and they're like, "Well, just let us put, we got to put it out because we're here." And he's like, He's like, "No, this is holy.
Yeah, that's right. They're holy. You can't.
You're gonna spray it with
No,
water."
you can't do that. Yeah.
That's so interesting. That's a good idea. They should create that where you can bring your ashes back, your palms back, and then help with the ashes.
Like a return box, just
Yeah.
like the library.
Yeah. I think at St. Pat's they would do that. They had like, because I remember we would burn them during the RCIA.
Oh,
It's like people who brought them back, like we would burn them outside. But, I don't know.
yeah.
Cool.
Innovation. All right, you want to open up some of these Burger King deals? No free ads. It's okay. Wow.
I'll blur it up.
So, can you name all of the Pokemon?
Probably the original ones.
Josh, are you big on Pokemon?
I was.
Here, I'll toss you.
Actually, honest, my mom was huge into Pokemon.
really?
Like she
That's
played
awesome.
all of the games on Game Boy. She loved it.
Really? I love
yeah.
that.
Yeah. and
That's
so like we would like she would like fight us for the Game Boys and stuff. Like she was just so into it.
That's so awesome.
We
Well,
were into it.
Yeah, we were
played,
definitely into it.
What was it? Crystal. We played a lot.
You
of,
played
and-
Crystal a lot,
and then
the-
Silver.
Milk Tank,
Yeah, Milk Tank.
Kill the
Yeah,
Cow.
couldn't get that cow down.
Yeah.
Mm.
What was the go-to at the Moore household?
So I really liked Emerald,
Yes.
which is like the one I think the generation after that, or
yes. It's yep.
and then Leaf Green. So that was one before. So
Mm.
those were my two. I love
That went
Leaf
back
Green.
to original, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then I loved Emerald. Yeah,
I was a Fire Red guy.
Yeah, I played
Mm.
Red.
yeah. We had all of them. Like honestly, we were there. So my mom was
The only one I didn't have was Gold,
I
the
had
Pikachu
gold.
one, right?
Yeah.
No,
Or yellow.
That's yellow.
yellow. Yeah.
My friend Joey had that, but he didn't have red or blue, so it was different.
Right.
Those are just fun games. You can't
Yeah.
replicate that. We actually
Kids today will never know the problem of like needing that light that goes over it, and you're trying to light up your
Yes.
Game Boy because
yeah,
like now everything's illuminated in the
Yeah,
screen.
yeah.
so-
yes.
Like the original Game
Yeah.
Boys. Yeah.
Yes. I had that. I just remember that I won that at mother son sports night.
Something you want to say there?
At mother son sports night, I won a Game Boy Light, and I remember,
Whoa.
and it was huge, like because you had a clip onto it,
Yeah,
and then it
yeah.
came over the top, and it had like a magnifying glass too. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the peripherals, the peripherals they
Yeah.
would have for them.
I remember
great.
Ryan Bonomi had the shark where you could cheat.
yes,
Yeah.
the-
Ryan,
the
if you're
Game-
listening, you
Game
should
Shark.
confess that
Game Shark. Yes.
you cheated. Oh, Pete, what's wrong with you?
All right. Before we open some of these, because this gave me just a memory, and this is
Oh, it
probably
comes
one.
with the card.
Yes, which is
Whoa.
awesome. I remember all. This is so cool. I remember these. So, anyone have any hopes and dreams for what they're gonna open right now? Like
I want
a favorite
I want a Squirtle.
Squirtle?
I really liked like Bulbasaur and probably not gonna have, but Dragonite.
Dragonite.
Dragon.
Dragon guy. I really liked.
That's like a legendary
Oh, nice.
Pokemon.
Yeah.
What card did you get?
I got Lickitung.
I got Zapdos.
Look at him.
Does that mean that that's who's in your ball?
No,
Poliwhirl.
Poliwhirl's a good one.
Yeah.
I like Poliwhirl.
Zapdos.
Very cool. Oh my gosh.
For people who don't know Pokemon, this is gonna be
Also,
I'll
go to the-
I'll put pictures up.
gonna have to go to the YouTube.
oh, nice.
So this came with the
Togepi.
cards too.
Oh, nice.
Oh wow, they're soft.
Very cool.
I think there are a bunch of different ones.
Yeah.
Wow.
I remember these Pokeballs just like being cool. It's a keychain.
Yeah, I remember I had like some friends that would keep them on them, put it on their backpacks and stuff.
I'm gonna guess. I'm guessing.
Well, look how many there is.
I'm gonna guess Geodude.
That'd be cool.
Oh,
Muck.
Muck.
Oh, look.
Ah,
Is it no.
Muck.
What's
See
the
what
one?
Josh
Oh,
gets.
Ekans.
Ekans.
Ekans is
Yeah.
snake backwards.
Yeah,
right?
and what was Arbok? It's
Arbok.
Cobra. backwards.
Cobra backward.
They're,
Oh,
yeah,
nice.
Pikachu.
Josh got Pikachu.
Josh got Pikachu. Winner, winner. Little guy. So you guys got nice little stuffed animals. Muck is
A keychain.
Muck is a keychain.
Oh, is he like hard?
Yeah.
Raichu.
Raichu.
Pokemon card.
There you go.
Oh,
That's a
Raichu.
good one. So collect them all.
This is a hard one.
I just remember like on summer days, you know, like it was a cool, balmy 70 degrees, sitting outside, like playing, playing Emerald. His dad's barbecuing. Like, oh man, it's got struck with nostalgia, boy.
Got some nostalgia. Pokemon is great. I don't know if that'll ever lose its. Pokemon's a good one. Who's that? Is that
Gengar.
Gengar. That's a good one.
But his eyes don't light up. Didn't last the
It
test.
didn't
of time.
last the years. How long has this been? 1998. So what is that? 25 years.
25 years, the battery went out. Come on, Burger King.
Oh, I got a actual Poliwhirl.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
Figurine with the card.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's really neat. So now, how did this happen? Right? Like, did someone get this from Burger King and
And
then hold
save
on to
it?
it for that
There you go.
long?
Just
You know,
to-
like how did these become
Just to sell it
available?
to Andrew, you know?
Yeah, right.
That's right. All right, last but not least. I can't get it open. Oh, it's
Oh,
Raichu.
Raichu.
Let's go.
There you go.
All right. Winner, winner.
Raichu's tail is disabled.
Yeah, his tail is disabled.
I have to look this up. I don't think it's Dragonite. I forget what his name is. It's like the third evolution
Of which one?
of, like the dragon. It was like Dragonair.
Dragonite is
Dragantini? Dragtini or something?
Yeah.
Oh, Dratini. Oh, that was the first one, right?
Dratini
Oh,
is
so
the first
it is Dragonite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Dragonite's the third.
That's the third
It
one.
had no arms and then evolves into the dragon.
Yeah, it is Dragonite. Yeah, he was my favorite. I would always use him as like the final.
I mean, that's a pretty... You got him, you're doing all right.
Yeah.
That's a big-time Pokemon.
Yeah.
Does he light up?
Raichu?
Oh, do they light up?
Some do.
Really?
I guess not. His cheeks. It looks like.
Yeah, it looks like he's supposed to light up.
Oh, that's
Burger
probably
King.
old,
20,
yeah, I mean,
25 years, Burger King. You couldn't.
Yeah, probably
Batteries don't last.
corroded or whatever. Yeah.
So since we just opened up a bunch of Pokemon packs from Burger King, we should do a fast food draft.
Mm.
Fast food chains.
I think we've done that.
Did we?
Yeah.
No.
Did we?
Pretty sure. Yeah.
Really?
I don't know. I remember that.
We probably have. It feels like something we would
Well,
do.
Are we doing Pokemon?
yeah, we could do Pokemon.
Yeah, let's
we
do
have
Pokemon.
You have
Yeah,
the
now
main-
we got the cheat sheet here. So
Ryan, you start.
on number 1,
Yeah, and then Josh, then me.
are we doing like any evolve form? So like,
Yeah, you can
all the
take
way to the
anything.
end?
Yep.
Go for
okay, all right. I'm gonna start Charizard.
it. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I have to go. Wasn't it me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'll say Dragonite. Who I've already mentioned several times.
Dragonite.
Word. I'm gonna take Zapdos, and I'll take Blastoids.
Nice. Can't beat that.
I remember I always loved like the bug Pokemon because they would like evolve so fast.
They did evolve very.
Yeah, but they use string shot for like the first like 10 years. You're like, yeah, I
it's like,
can't do
it'd
it.
take forever. Or the Harden, like the
Yeah.
Yes.
would, like, take like an hour to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah, because his health would only go down so
Just
much.
a little bit
Yeah.
at a time. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna say. Did somebody say Squirtle already?
No.
Okay, I'm gonna say Squirtle.
All right. So I got 2 here. I'm gonna take Gyarados.
Nice.
And like, is it Arcanine?
Arcanine.
Arcanine, right?
this one.
The fast guy?
Yeah. Yep.
Nice.
Or was that Rapidash? No, that was.
I think that was a different.
There's a different one,
Was that
right?
a different one?
Yeah. The picture here reminded. This is the one I was looking at. That guy's the man.
Nice. So back to me.
Back to you.
Man.
There's a lot of good options here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's a good one to pick. I didn't pick him. Can I retake? No, it's okay. I'll stick with Gyarados.
I'm gonna do Mew.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Nidoking.
Nice.
My favorite though of all time is weird is Cubone. I don't know why.
Cubone.
I love that too. Like that's what they say their names.
They just say their names,
They
yeah.
say their names.
But they can understand each other.
They can understand each other.
Well, what was that? I don't know if you guys watched the show many years ago.
movie,
but like,
right?
or the show with Cubone was like really sad because it was like his story and his like
Yeah.
mom was dead
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
something like that. So
He wears
like,
his
wore-
mother's skull.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yeah.
I love
remember that.
Cubone and Tauros is one of my favorites.
Nice.
I mean, there's so many on here. It's hard to ever pick one.
Yeah.
But Sandslash, I always like. But is it Machamp?
I was just gonna say that.
Machamp's a big one.
Yeah, I would always use
He's
like,
awesome.
Yeah, I would always use him. Machop and Machamp.
Machamp. Like a lot of nostalgia here. Pokemon.
Oh.
I love Pokemon. I always thought.
Isn't
that
it
was so
cool
much
though
fun.
that we didn't get any doubles?
Yeah, no, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
It's got them. Nice.
Yeah, Pokemon's coming to an end.
Is it?
Ash's last 14 episodes.
Oh wow.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Whoa.
That was something that like I just remember coming home from school sometimes. we'd
Well,
watch
recently I just saw. I don't know if you watched the highlights of it. I think he just won the all-time tournament, and like someone cut it like perfectly, and it like made me tear. I was like, oh my god, why is this hitting me? It literally, like a couple of my friends said the same thing. Like, oh my, it's just like your childhood that I guess like made you. Cause I'm sorry to bore the listeners with this.
That's all right.
It was Pikachu goes down and he's Ash's last Pokemon, and then all of like in his unconsciousness, all of Ash's like Pokemon that he caught in the past were like, get up, you can do this, get up, and then he finally comes to. It was like the nostalgia of seeing like the original, like you see where like Pidgeot, Butterfree, and all those, even Primate, and then he gets up and wins.
Classic.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's great.
Nice.
Very good.
Good times.
I remember before school, we would always watch, in like elementary school, we would watch, it was always Yu-Gi-Oh! And then Pokemon.
Yu-Gi-Oh!
It was like the back-to-back. We'd always watch it right before school.
Yeah, I remember watching it when we come home from school. We were always able to watch an episode or two. That was the Hodo region. Are you putting in some gum?
That's great for radio.
Want some chaw? I gotta take out the gum that I currently have in my mouth.
It just tastes straight like chalk.
Yeah, I can.
Is this from 1998 too?
It was in Five Below. I was shocked to see it, so I picked it up.
The good stuff. All right.
We start spitting.
Yeah, I need like a pot I can spit into. All right, boys.
Right? It feels weird. The old days. All right. Well,
Josh is getting her chewing in our microphone. I was gonna say.
Oh man.
It's a giggles episode. Monday nights.
we appreciate you guys. Have a good Valentine's Day. Get ready to start your Ash Wednesdays coming up.
Yeah, I hope you get a good crock pot meal in.
Get a crock pot meal in. Appreciate you guys. Keep comment and subscribing. Stay rooted in Christ.
Peace.